Hi there, folks. So, in this first tutorial titled Data Science Project using Python, we will be using Python to import all the files in a given directory. We will have a brief introduction to data science basic modules such as Panda using for creating data frames and manipulating data frames. Also Matplotlib for creating visualization, OS and NumPy for creating arrays. In this course, we will focus mainly on DataFrame and how to use these two methods, the pd.dataframe and pd.toDateTime, which are very useful methods, especially for those who are coming from R. And finally, we will use Matplotlib for creating visualization plots. You have to notice that this is a real project, that the data is retrieved from kaggle. Right, so well, basically here we have this our Jupyter notebook file called analysis, and then we have the data in a unique folder called data. So how to import this data? So first of all, we will import the modules, import the necessary modules. So we will import Pandas as PD, import NumPy as MP, import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, and then import OS. Right. Matplotlib. Yep, this is some typos. So first of all, we will have to read all the data. Right. So basically the data are multiple CSV files, which are sales per each month. So here we have April, August, December, February, January. Right. So how to import all the files at once? So we create files. We start a list comprehension called files for files in OS list there. So the path of the data is under the data. Right, so let's see if we have our files. So for file in files, print file. Great, so here we have all the selected files. So many times we can have files that starts with dot. Right, in this case you can just simply write if not, right, starts. So here the files dot starts with a point. So here we will basically have the same data because all the files are starting with the name sales. And each time if the file is starting with the dot, so we will not have the data here. Great. So now we want to assign each element, each data frame in one single data frame called df. So pd.dataframe. Right. So this is actually how to create an empty data frame using Pandas. So the first thing is to read all the files, and to do so we use pd.read CSV. We use the directory, which is data. We assign it to, we give it another directory list so we can access each file, right? And then the data frame, it's equal the data frame append each readme file, right? And then we have the data head. So let's run this code. Great. we have the data here. So this is also another hint. Usually I assign my data directory to a variable, so I don't have to write it over and over. So just here I will write path, and here I will basically also write path, which is the same thing. Right, great. So here you can see that there is some NA values. So the first thing we will do is to delete the NA values. Right, delete the non-values. So to do so, we use the df dot is drop. So first of all, let's see if there is some NA. Is NA dot sum, right? So you see, so here we have true, true, true. So there are NAs, and where it's false, there are actually there's data. So we use df dot drop NA, and we are using all. Great. So let's inspect our data frame. Great. So you can see here the index number 1, in which we have a row of complete NAs. In the new data frame, we don't have it. It has been deleted. Right. Great. So there is an important thing to say using this this code right here. So basically, using this code, we will have this data frame structure. So basically, we have the first data frame. Let's say it's for the month of August, and the second data frame for the other month, which is April. The mistake of this, the error of this method is actually we will have a repeated data head, right? So here it's order date, and then we will have order dates within the data, so it's actually repeated. So now what we want to do is to save this data for this header, right? And then we take only this data from the first month, and then we take this data here from the other month and delete this column, right? So how to do so? So first of all, we have to select any column of this global data frame, right? So we know that in the first column that called order ID, we will have another column called order ID. And in the column of products, we will have multiple actually cells called product ID. So to fix this problem, we basically, so let's call it fix data frame, fix data frame. So basically what I will do is using data frame, and then using this code, data frame, using data frame. So let's, for instance, select product. Great. So we enter to the product column as a string, and then contains product. So this code, what it does actually, it goes over. So it goes over, basically over the whole data frame, and for each column and each cell in product column, if it matches with another cell called product, it will drop the whole row, right? So here we have a fixed date data frame. So the other thing we do, we have here the order date, right? So we can change the order, the date, using to PD to date time, right? So to do so, we use df, we use df, we select the column, which is order date, it equal PD to date time, right? df, and then order date. And let's now inspect this data. You have to know that this code take a little bit of time depending on your computer specs, so we will be waiting till the code runs. Great. Now we have that the order date is changed to universal date, which we can use later. So the other thing to do is what do we want as a question for our data science project? We want to know how much there are sales per each month, right? Let's write it here. Sales per month. Great. Let's make it markdown, and then let's run the code. Great. So to do so, first of all, we want to inspect the data frame, and to do so, we use data.info. Info. Great. So first of all, we have the order ID. Yeah, you have to notice that the order ID are numerical, right? Are numbers, but they are not numerical. They cannot be an integer or float. They are actually a categorical data. So we have to change the ordered quality from object to numeric, and also price each. Great. So changing columns D types to numeric. So to do so, we select df, we select quantity or grid, it equal PD to numeric df, and then quantity or grid, and it's the same case. Let me run this. Yeah, great. Let me copy this code, run it here. Here we have to change price each, Great. So if we do df info, we had changed the quantity ordered from object to an integer, and price each from an object to a float. Great. So the first thing to do is to create a new column for month, and to do so we use df month, we use PD to date time, and then we use df order date, and then date time, and month. Let's inspect the data. So great, we have the month here. So using the PD to date time is really helpful, because here you can use, for example, the year, and here you can see that we have the year, and also we can use the hour, and here we have the hour. For now, I'm interested in the month, so yeah, I got the month. I will also need to create a new column for sales, for total sales. Right, so to create the total sales, we have to multiply quantity ordered by price each. And to do so, we create a new column called sales. It's equal to PD, no, it's equal just like df quantity or grid multiplied by df price each, and let's inspect our data frame. Great, we have the sales. So now what we want to do is to group by month. Right, so we can see. So sales, it's equal df group by month, and then we use sum. Oops, we have problem. Yeah, true. We have this capital letter. So here we have sales.head. Great. So now we have the sales, price each, and quantity ordered per each month. So now what we want to do is to plot sales using PLT, matplotlib. And to do so, first of all, we have to know that in this new data frame, that the month is a key and it's not accessible for matplotlib. You can only access the quantity ordered, the price each, and sales. So many actually people use the range function, and they create from 1 to 13 as there are 12 months. But I actually like to use this method. I call it keys. Then I start a list comprehension. I only take the key, which is the months here. Okay, let's just make it months. So it will be easy for us to understand. So month for month, and value in df group by month, sum, and group by month sum. Why it's not working? The volume packet expected to. Oh yeah, I just group by, yeah. So if we, yeah, great, we have all the months. So now what we have to do is to plot using matplotlib. So we have the keys, which are, well, we change the name to month, and then we will have used df group by month, and then df group by month, then sum, and then we are selecting only to plot sales. We use plt.show. Great. Now we have this plot, and as I'm using a dark background, I really cannot see the ticks. So I generally use plt dot style dot use and then I like to use Seaborn theme. Great. Now we can use PLT X label, which is months, and then PLT Y label, it equal total sales in USD dollars. Great, and we can also add other things. So we have answered to the first question, which is what is the highest sales per month. So basically we have the last month, December, we have the highest sales, right? So this is actually how you do data science. So the next question will be which city, by which city. Let me do this to markdown, render it, great, start a new cell. So now let's inspect the data frame maybe, right? See the DF again because I need to see it. And then maybe you can delete this. You just need head 3. Great, so from where we can take the city. So purchase address we can have here. So this is Dallas, Boston, Los Angeles, right? And this is the state, right? So how to do to grab the city? So take the city, take in the city. So to do so, we create well, you know, there is like, I don't have to do this. So, okay, we just gonna take the df, called the df, we will create a new column called city, right? And then we create df, great, df, we take purchase address, we enter it as an str, right? Oh, we don't have to because it's already an str. We just use split, using a comma, and then how many comma there are. So we have the first one here and the second one here. So this is the 0 element as Python starts indexing from 0, and this is the first element. So the city is in the first element, right? So we take the 1 and then df head. Let's see. Has no attribute series. Yeah, great. So now we have to do it str. No. Okay. Well, let's. Great. Okay. Who cares? So let's create a function called get city address return address split, right, by this one. We take the first element as we said, and then stripe. Great. Now I want to take the state for each city. So to do so, we defined another function. This called get, not fit. We call it get state. We give it address. So return address. How return address split by comma. Take the 0, 1, 2. Take the second one, and then split by space, right? We split by space. Here we have first space, we have second space, and then we take the second element, right? Because here is the first space and then this is the second space, so we are taking the taxes, right? Great. So to respond to this, to create CT column, we create df CT, it's equal df purchase address, right? And then apply lambda x. I like to use this. Yeah, get city and then get state. Right, I really hope that it works. No. Why this code is not working? So we are getting the city, split the city, and then stripe, get state, split by another one. Okay, let's just use this split by a comma, right, and then take the first one. Why it is not, has no attribute str. Okay, I actually did that. Okay, let's apply lambda x. We have here get city, and then we have here get state. It's supposed to work like this, but I don't know what I have done as a mistake. Let me just see my old project, which is data science analysis, because they did that. Yeah, great. So this is the code I used. Apply. What is the difference? Oh, true. I did not use the X. Yeah. I did not provide here the X. So this is why it does not work. I did not give it a variable. So now it works. I want to use this between brackets. Great. So let's do this. Great. So now we will have to group by city. Group sales by city. To do so, we use, let's just say, city sales it's equal df group by city, right? And then let's just, okay, city sales, go ahead. Great. No, it's not grouped by. Okay, let me just use df, it's equal df group by. Did we use here df group by? Yeah, we use sales. Let's just here use city, it's equal df group by city, and then sum. Yeah, I forgot the sum. So city dot head, we have here the city as an index, right? And then we have the sales. Great. We will do the same thing as we did previously. So plotting the sales per city. So to get the city, we in this time I will call it cities. Okay, so we call it cities for cities and value in df dot group by city, and then sum y. Too many values to unpack, expected to. Yeah, I think there is like for df group by city, and then I use sum, right? Let me just well, actually, we do have, I think it will work this way, group by and then we use sum, and then we, no, it's not, oh Jesus, it is not a dictionary, it's a list. Great. Why it's not working? We use the same code that we did here. df group by month. Oh yeah, we don't have to use sum. We just have the city. Great. So if we write cities, we will have all the cities: Atlanta, Austin, Boston, Dallas, Los Angeles, Seattle, San Francisco. Great. So now we will have to do plt.plot. We have the x-axis is cities, and then df group by city, and then sum, and then we are only taking the sales, right? The sales. So now we will do plt.show. Great. So here we have the plot. We can actually make it better using red O, like here. Great. We will, you can see that the axis, the cities are not actually, we cannot read them. So to do so, we create plt x text rotation is equal vertical. Oh yeah, x, not w. Again, not w. Yeah. It is not working again. Why? Vertical. Yeah, vertical. Great. So here we have them vertical. Now we will assign plt x label, which are USA cities, and then plt label, which is total sales in USD. Great. Now we have San Francisco is the highest cities with the highest total sales, followed by Los Angeles, and then New York, and then I guess Boston, and then Seattle, and then Dallas, and then Atlanta, and then Portland, and then Portland. There's like, you see, so here we have two cities, but they are belonging to two different states, right? So let's see just here, Portland, yeah, the first one, the ME is for Missouri, right? And the OR, I think it's for Orlando, Oregon, right? So yeah, this is how to do some data science for real projects. And if you have any comments to me, make them in the comments down below if you want to learn something new regarding anything. So see you in the next, let's change here for yellow. Oh no, not here, sorry. Let's just copy this and put it just right here. Great. So let me know if you have any question in the section down below, and we will talk later. Goodbye. See you in the next course.